There we go. There we go. I think we're live now. Said there was like 2 people waiting, but YouTube takes forever to update the view count. Nobody's commented yet. Although the stream on the YouTube, my channel page says it's like 3 viewers. The actual stream interface says 0 viewers, and there's nobody that's commented yet, so I don't know. I'm guessing there's people actually here. It's wouldn't say it's been a long weekend. I mean, it flew by really quick, but uh, actually the weekend went fine because I was on this current iteration of the XP machine, which is not that much different from the one we started with, but I'll get into that once I know there's more people here. But the Gigabyte board was very very frustrating to deal with, and I I don't know what that thing's problems are. It got worse than what it was on stream. It got way worse actually. Um, I hope that board is fine working at like stock settings because frankly, frankly, it's actually kind of unusable when it's overclocked. It just doesn't constant crashes, lockups, boot looping, or just a file corruption. That happened. It corrupted my Windows install too. That was fun. But I'm gonna get into all of that more once some people here. I guess we're up to 4 viewers. We've been averaging like 15 to 20, so I'm gonna probably wait till we get maybe like, I don't know, at least 8 or 10. Because I don't want to have to explain all this stuff like a billion times. Hey, finally got someone. What's up? Yeah, I don't think it'll take too long. I mean, I scheduled the stream this time just to help out, maybe. I don't know if that actually helps people. Hello. Who's texting me? Uh, what's up, guys? The model of the Gigabyte board, I could have brought it with me. I should have brought in all my parts, but I didn't because they're in the garage. Uh, but it was a, Gigabyte EP43T-S3L. I wanted it because it claims on the board, one, that it can do a 1600 megahertz frontside bus. I know it's mega transfer, but I'm going to say megahertz a bunch. And also DDR3, because it is DDR3 board, 1600 megahertz. very much it could not do that. Um, and it very much could not handle much of an overclock at all, even increasing chipset voltage by like a bunch. So, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. It's more than a bit of a bummer considering I specifically bought that board for this because I was like, oh, that's going to be really neat. Like it's 1600 megahertz DDR3 on a Core 2 Duo. That sounds awesome. And like once I realized, oh, okay, the memory thing probably isn't going to actually work out. But I was like, if it's like 1333, sure. I couldn't get the thing reliable at all with like really any overclock at all, which kind of defeated the whole point of the build to me. So yeah, that sucked. Um, up to 7 viewers. I don't know. I've been streaming for what, like 8 minutes, something like that. Uh, yeah. I mean, there's a few people here, right? I guess I'll go ahead and get started with the explanation of everything. So, if you weren't here for the other two streams, which I think everyone that's commented was here for at least one of them. Uh, I wanted to rebuild my XP machine because I was having a bunch of stability issues with it um, in regards to my overclock, which I hadn't had before. I wasn't sure why I was running into stuff like this, so I just kind of thought in my head, and then I discovered the EP43T-S3L, which claims these fantastical numbers. I was like, ooh, that sounds neat. Very late LGA 775 board from like 2009. The latest BIOS is from like 2010. So I thought, that'd be interesting. Uh, I'll upgrade the GPU as well because I would lose SLI support since I wouldn't be having an Enforce board anymore. Uh, so the plan was we switch over to the Gigabyte board, get the Core 2 Duo running at 4 gigahertz, have 1600 megahertz DDR3 on it, uh, and swap out the dual GTS 250s and SLI for a GTX 260 Core 216, which is a which is technically a downgrade in terms of raw performance, but in actual use case, it'll just be smoother because it's not SLI, so you don't have to worry about micro stuttering and SLI scaling and whatnot. So, um, that didn't work out very well. The build part went fine. The first stream was fine. There was no real issues with the first stream. The second stream, trying to get everything overclocked and stable, no, that didn't work at all. Uh, I honestly I don't even remember exactly what all happened in that stream. All I know is I spent probably like 2 plus something hours trying literally like every setting, adjusting voltage and whatnot, and just not being able to get the system to even boot reliably. And once I finally kind of got it to boot reliably, after I cranked up the Northbridge voltage by a fair bit, like zero point 0.2 volts more. It's like a 65 nanometer chipset, so that's not an insignificant amount of voltage. We finally got it to be what I thought was somewhat stable. It was, in fact, not even close to being stable. So, what would happen was, I swear, it had to like warm up. The board had to warm up for it to actually even consider booting. If you had it like turned off for like an hour, couple hours, whatever, you turn it on, it would boot loop like once or twice, and it would start to kind of maybe want to boot into Windows. It would usually blue screen before it could boot into Windows, but eventually it would get into Windows, and then it would seem to be fine for a while until you turned the system back off and whatnot. So obviously there was something very wrong. I continued playing around with the voltages and whatnot. None of that really seemed to fix it. Uh, Even dropping the RAM speed down to like 1066, but leaving the frontside bus still overclocked for the CPU overclock, nothing. The only way I could get the system to halfway reliably be reliable was running everything at stock default settings. That was the only way I could get it to work. So that board is just, I guess, bad for overclocking. I have no clue why. It just isn't. That board also had other weirdness, like it was modded for LGA 771 CPUs already. I didn't even know that when I bought it. It wasn't advertised like that. It also has, I think, some sort of modded BIOS on it, which that might be part of the issue, because the latest BIOS is from 2010. The post string on the BIOS that's on the board says 2014, so clearly something has been modded on it. Hello. Uh, so I just gave up on the board. Is the board even stable at stock settings? It might be. It might be. The thing is, uh, I kind of gave up on it because during all the overclock testing and whatnot I was doing, I was getting some random, uh, I was getting some random, yeah, the BIOS flash. Yeah, I mean, I probably should flash the BIOS, but like I just wanted to get back to something that I knew could work, and I wanted to basically go back to the old platform, which I was more familiar with. I already knew what I needed to do with that, and I just wanted to rule out possibilities that maybe I didn't try, because a lot of my testing on the old system was done like a few months ago, and I kind of stepped away from it for a while, and then I found the Gigabyte board, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna switch to that, and I'm just gonna abandon the Enforce platform. Uh, but while the board was overclocked, the Gigabyte board, uh, some random blue screens like IRQ, what is it? IRQ memory not equal to or less or whatever something like that is, which I think is usually like a memory, either like a memory or like a something issue usually. But then I started getting PFN list corrupt blue screens, which if you don't know is when Windows is not correctly writing stuff to the hard drive anymore. Um, and Yeah, it started doing that a lot more, just randomly out of the blue. It was still doing that even after I ran everything back to stock settings. So the drive corruption might have already taken place by this point. I can't really say. But even with it running at stock settings, I turned it on once, and Windows didn't boot anymore. Just missing critical system file. I forget which file it was. Um, Now, see, you'd think it might be bad SATA cable, but no, like it was working perfectly fine beforehand. Like it was fine beforehand. So I don't think it was the cable. Bad SATA controller. I mean, it's a possibility, but like it was working fine early in that stream. Like the whole stream, it worked fine. It never had that issue at all early in the stream. It wasn't until after stream and I kept messing with stuff, messing with voltages. And I just want to point out I never pushed it like super hard or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. That board is weird. The whole memory multiplier thing is so weird. I don't know why Gigabyte set it up like that. Terrible, terrible design. Um, PCIe SATA cards are cheap. I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. What's the highest score you could get in 3D Mark 01 with an MX 440 128? I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say my TI 4200 gets around like 12 to 13,000 generally. I want to say an MX 440 gets like half of that maybe. It loses a lot of points because it can't run all the tests because it's not a DX8 card. I want to say maybe around like 6, 7,000, but that might be wrong. I don't remember. It's been so long since I ran it. Yet 3,000 paired with a 1.5 gigahertz Willamette. Yeah, that sounds about right. You're being massively CPU limited. Even though the MX440 is not a good card, you're still being CPU limited. Memory controller operating outside of its spec, causing data corruption. That is probably what it was. Uh, yeah. But I had an idea. I was like, all right, what if we go back to the Enforce board? So I got the old Enforce board back up, the EVGA 680i SLI. Did some testing with it, did some preliminary stuff, got it to got it reassembled and whatnot on my test bench. Got it working. And then I noticed that there was actually some SMD component damage, which I think, if I remember correctly, I did know about, and then I forgot about, and I didn't realize until I looked at it again. But down by the third PCI Express slot, there was two components that were damaged, a bigger one and a littler one. And also, I have no clue if it was a capacitor or a resistor. I don't know. I don't know. But I managed to get the big one soldered back on because they were both like half like lifted up off their pads and whatnot in like weird ways. So they definitely weren't making contact anymore. I got the big one soldered back on, but I think the little one was just, I think it was kind of broken already. Couldn't get that one soldered back on. But the board was working fine, at least without the overclock and without like a card in the third slot. So, I mean, maybe that was partially due to the stability issues. The other thing that could have been related to stability is I was using four 1 GB sticks of Corsair Dominator XMS2 1066 CL5 DDR2. I know, rolls off the tongue, but I had been using that, and that had been working fine. But high end DDR2 is not always the most reliable. DDR2 in general is not the most reliable from my experience, especially like Samsung. Samsung DDR2 always dies for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not even overclocking it. It just dies randomly. Uh, but uh, but I had the Corsair Dominators had been working fine for a long time, but they were always really picky. Um, but a lot of people recommended like, oh, did you clean the contacts on them? Did you clean out the slots? And I hadn't. At least I thought I had. Um, but I hadn't. DDR4 is a mess. I would not say DDR4 is a mess. I haven't had any issues with DDR4 unless you're pushing like 4,000 or something crazy high end like that. I've never had issues with DDR4. Yeah, I mean high end DDR2 is just really a gamble. Like 1066 is neat and all, but you're kind of better off just sticking with you're kind of just better off sticking with 800. Oh, well, XMP on AM4. Well, yeah, of course not, because AMD is not Intel. Of course, it doesn't have official XMP support. Yeah, I mean, like I'm literally streaming on uh, AM4 system right now, and it's perfectly fine. I've never had a single issue with RAM on any AM4 system. The only person that I've known to have issues with DDR4 is my friend who he swears like, no, it's possible that you can get DDR4 like 4000 to work on like a 5800G, which like, no, dude, no, you're not getting that to work. That just sounds like a problem with your system or your sticks. Like I've even ran XMP on AM4 before, selecting the DOCP preset, which is basically almost like XMP. Never had an issue with it. And I've had different RAM kits, three different AM4 boards, different processors, never had an issue. Yeah, 3600 with like good timings like CL16 is that's pretty good for AM4. That or well, CL16 3600 is not the most affordable. It's a little bit more expensive. Like 3200 CL16 or 3600 CL18 is like the most affordable higher end DDR4. Both of those work fine. You're not going to really notice a big difference trying to go higher than that on AM4. Uh, in fact, my kit is 3600 CL18, but I actually have it downclocked to 3200 CL16 just because I could. I don't think there's really any performance difference. I just did it to do it. And yeah, I haven't had any issues with it, so all right. Anyways, we've detoured a bit. Uh yeah, the Dominators, the XMS2s. So those sticks still work, but I did clean the contacts out, and the contacts were way dirtier than I thought they were. So that would explain the intermittency of some of the issues, like them, like if you barely bumped them, they would like freak out. They wouldn't want to boot correctly anymore. So I cleaned off all the contacts on the RAM. They were somewhat dirty, so I thought I had cleaned them. I guess I didn't. So they are clean now. I also sprayed deoxit in all the RAM slots just to make sure. Um, I also realized, and I didn't realize this before, uh, they are actually two different memory kits. Uh, one of the memory kit, uh, yeah, they were two different memory kits. I got them in the same system. They were all in the same system, so I always just thought they were the same kit, and I never really looked at it. Um, but no, two of the sticks have the same like batch code on them. The other two sticks have the same batch code, so that could have been an issue. Generally, in general, you want to only have like two sticks of RAM. Adding two more just kind of increases the likelihood for random issues, and them being from a different batch. I mean, even though they were lined up on the same channel, in theory, I might not have had. They might have been mix matched in the channels too, because like I didn't know because I never looked at it. I had always just assumed that they were. But no, that also could have been an issue. They were mismatched in the channels together. I didn't have like one kid on channel like 0 and the other on channel 1 or something. Could have been an issue with that too. I don't know. There's also just the other likelihood that the sticks are just going bad. I don't know. I haven't thoroughly tested them since, but I think they're fine. Probably. There's just something I don't know. But they were dirty, probably potentially mismatched. They're different kits, so that was a lot of issues. So what I've done is I've basically corrected all of these issues. I'm using my other Enforce board, It's exactly the same as the original one that I had, the one that I've been using way since my original XP 20th anniversary build video. Um, uh, yeah, but then I have my other EVGA 680i SLI. Is there any reason to reapply new thermal glue to RAM sticks? Uh, if it's like DDR3 or DDR4, probably not, because I don't think they run that hot unless you have like some insanely high-end kit. DDR5 you should, because I know they have like a built-in controller that definitely needs cooling most of the time. And high-end DDR2 absolutely you should have a cooler on it, because those run like insanely hot. Especially 1066 is ridiculous. Um, Even 800, if it's like really tight timings, you probably should still have coolers on them. But so we have the other 680i board in there, which I'd never really used before, but I knew it worked. Works fine. It's been working fine. I repasted the north bridge and the south bridge, got all that done. I cleaned up the board because it was kind of dusty. And it has no component damage, unlike the other one. Um, Seems to be fine. It seems to be fine so far. I'm gonna boot it up in a second here. And I've swapped the RAM. So instead of having 4 1 gig sticks, I did consider just using one of the kits of the XMS2s, going down to just 2 gigs, which would be fine, even if I installed like Vista on this machine, which I want to do at some point. That's why I have the hot swap hard drive thing, so I could. I've always wanted to have one drive's XP, one's Vista, and if I ever wanted to mess around with like I don't know 7 on there for some reason, which I don't need because I have a 7 machine now, or if I wanted to have like drive for like Linux or some reason, some dumb thing, whatever, I could just swap them in and out. So I want to have Vista on there at some point. Even 2 gigs for Vista would be fine if I really wanted to, but uh, 2 gigs is fine, but I kind of wanted to keep the 4. And also 1066. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to be chasing down and hunting issues with these potential RAM with the high end RAM. Let me just go with some good DDR2 800 that I already had lying around. So I have in there now some G-Skill, uh, what is it, like, I think it's Pi. It has just the Pi symbol on it. Like G-Skill Pi, for some reason. I don't know why they chose that for the RAM, but they did. But it's DDR2 800 CL4 versus 1066 CL5. So, I mean, they're not that different in terms of performance, really. I think in synthetic benchmarks, 1066 still is like a tiny, tiny bit faster, but not much, like the smallest amount. So we probably have better stability in general just because we're not running it as high end anyways. But let me just boot it up and we get into the BIOS so you can actually see what's going on with the system. And I will show the system with the webcam for a second as well, so you can kind of see what the board. I'm using the 260 Core 216, which is what I was using for the Gigabyte system as well. Yeah, I can just go in here. All right, so this is what we have going on. SLI ready memory is a weird, dumb marketing thing from NVIDIA. It's also called EPP. Some memory modules have this. It's sort of like an early version of XMP. It's like another JDEC profile, basically, built onto the SPD of the memory. I have this off because ideally this will like set up your timings and everything correctly.
But this was causing some weird behavior. Or, oh, well, yeah, it was causing it basically where it would just disable your ability to, is the Core 216 basically a 270? It is. I made a whole video about this. It basically is. I mean, it's not that much faster than a 260, but they should have just called it a 270. I literally just made a video about that like a week or two ago. Um, you can set this to expert if you want, but like there's no reason to have this on when I can just manually enter in the RAM timings. The only one that is inaccurate when I have SLI memory off is the TRC. This is supposed to be 36, where if you run it at CL5, this will normally default to 23. And for whatever reason, the BIOS doesn't let you go beyond 31 to up to 36, where it's supposed to be for this RAM profile, for the EPP profile. So I'm just going to run it at 31. I haven't ran into any issues yet, and I will say the system has been remarkably stable so far. So I think 31 is fine. TRC is just like the refresh cycle, I think. And if you can kind of play around with it. If you go too low, you can end up with, I think, like memory just getting corrupted, data getting corrupted in your RAM. But the higher you go, generally, the more stable it is. So I think 31 will be fine. Yeah, I mean, so I ran memtest before I realized that the timings had not defaulted to CL4. They'd been running at CL5. Hadn't realized that. I'm sure memtest will clear just fine. See, like, it did it again. See, like, it screwed up all my settings. 1600 sync mode. So this is the other thing that I didn't have before because I was running 1066 RAM with a 1600 megahertz FSB. I didn't have memory on linked mode. Generally, linked mode is a little bit more stable from what I've read. Sync mode is basically... I'm not exactly sure how it figures out the timing, or not the timing, the ratio, but this will run it basically at a perfect 1-to-2 ratio. So the memory is running at its correct speed, the bus is running at what I want it to. We're in linked memory mode. We're in FSB sync mode. So in theory, we're golden. This is basically like the ideal configuration you could want for what I'm doing here. And we have all of our timings, good CL4, tight timings. Now, for the voltage, core voltage, this might seem a bit high, but that's just because these boards have a lot of V-droop, and there's no line load calibration. The FSB is just set to auto. That's been working fine. There's no reason to adjust that because that's between the south bridge and the north bridge, and there's no reason to change that. South bridge voltage is perfectly fine. Memory is 1.9, which is what it's supposed to be. I do have slightly higher voltage going into the north bridge. It's supposed to be 1.5. I bumped it up to 1.25 just to make sure. I probably could dial this back if I really wanted to, but it's been running fine like this, and it's not a bunch of extra voltage, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, so voltages aren't like crazy high or anything. Yeah, and then everything else is not super noteworthy. I didn't set up dynamic fan, or well, everything else sets to 100, which is fine for the time being. Just the CPU's on smart fan. Let me exit, because I think I changed everything back, but I don't need to save anything. I also do have the system audio hooked up this time. Oh, wait. Oh. I'm an idiot. I read the first line that said 3.33, and I was like, did it change it back? No, it didn't, because I forgot that it says it underneath it afterwards what the actual clock speed you set it to is. And this is running the latest BIOS. I did have to flash it. And so this is a fresher XP install. Obviously, the old one got corrupted because Gigabyte board moment. But we're fine. Yeah, that's the same reason why I moved away from a Core 2 quad. The E8600 is fine. It's perfectly fine for XP gaming. Like, you can run it at 4 gigahertz, and that's crazy good performance. But here's CPU-Z just to show you. Yeah, I'll do Cinebench. But first, let me show you I'll just show you the board inside the system. I don't know how well this will actually work. I didn't test this. Okay, you can't really see it at all. Let me take the side panel off. That's really dark. Well, I mean, it looks like it did before, basically, other than the RAM is different. I don't want to show off the RAM. I could get a flashlight if I wanted to, but I got my phone. There we go. Now you can see the RAM. Yeah, so we only got 2 sticks, but it is 4 gigs. They are two 2 gigabyte sticks. So yeah, everything else in here is the same as what I wanted it to be, basically. So there's nothing really odd in that regard. Firm shortcut delete. What did I hit? No. How did I open what? What is it doing? What did I hit? Oh. Okay, I guess I accidentally opened precision. I think I must have hit like the keyboard which is on the floor. I don't have 11.5 on here. I do have a copy of it. I could run, I guess. I've been testing with R10 in like 2003. 2 gigabyte DDR RAM. I believe there are no 2 gig DDR1 sticks at all. I believe 1 gig was the most they ever made. Maybe ECC they might have made 2, but I'm pretty sure standard DDR never had well, 11.5 is different from R15. The scoring system is completely different. I wouldn't say they're comparable at all, but that's just me. So here's 03. So you can compare it to a Pentium 4, see how much better the Core 2 Duo is. Oh, you just multiply the score by 10? Oh, okay. I didn't know you could just do that. Yeah, so 752, I mean, that's insanely good for single core. And obviously, dual core is just ridiculously good, too. Yeah, 1402. All right, let's run R10, and I'll copy over 11.5. I don't really want to run single core on R10 because it's going to take a long time, but I might. I got it sorted in the sense that I switched back to an Enforce board. It's not the same Enforce board, but it's the exact same model because I happen to have two of them. But yeah, so we also have different RAM. We have DDR2 800 CL4. So we're running it in synced mode, the RAM and the front side bus. So we should have a pretty good recipe for good performance and good stability. Also, I'm not going to be able to really like play that many games on stream because the input lag for my capture thing is ridiculous. It's like half a second, so that's not going to happen. But I will load up some games. We can install like Crisis, I guess, just for the fun of it. Maybe some other stuff. Oh, I don't have 11.5 downloaded? I thought I did. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go download it. I might as well run the single CPU then, since I'm gonna be a while. But I went back and I double-checked the video where I swapped to the E8600. This is actually slightly better than that. So we have upgraded the system very slightly. Not significantly, but very slightly, which is nice. And obviously, we have a better single GPU now. And since we're back to the Enforce board, well,
Well, in theory, I could buy another Core 216. It'd be really dumb of me to, but in theory I could. So, bad waste of my money. I shouldn't pay $20 just to get another one, but I mean, hey, I could. I certainly could.
so hey. I hate that Maxon doesn't have any of the old Cinebench versions for download. You always have to download them from like Guru 3D or somewhere else. What is the speed of this download? 40 minutes for a 95 megabyte file? What? There's no way you could hit 5.4 on air, right? I don't even, could you even hit that on water? I feel like you'd need LN2 for that. 10 gigabit Netherlands. I was downloading it from the Germany one, which also claimed 10 gig, but I might try the Netherlands one just to see. I don't think the Netherlands mirror is working at all. Well, I mean, technically this is better than dial-up. Okay, well, now the Netherlands one is working. No, it is just as slow. It's just as slow as the German one. Well, I guess we're going to have to come back to that at some point. Oh, there's a... Oh, it's on archive.org. I didn't know that. Well, I'm just going to grab that. It says Cinebench R11. I imagine that's 11.5. Oh yeah, archive.org. There we go. Now it's downloading. We're cooking now. You were using dial-up in 2009? Ouch. We had it up until like 2006, and then we got DSL. But then, unfortunately, we had the same DSL connection until like 2017, so it was like 2 megabit download and like half a megabit upload. Trying to play games on that was not great. Alright, it's downloaded. Let me... Gigabit fiber. So I could... Alright, hold on.
Okay. I could get fiber. I could get gigabit, actually. I could actually get gigabit, I think copper? I don't know, actually. I haven't looked into it. Um, it's so annoying. Spectrum, they keep upgrading my download speed. They will not give me any upload speed. I have 10 megabit upload and like 500 down. Who needs that much down and you're not going to increase my upload like at all? What? Dude, I would trade 300 megabits down just for 10 more upload. I'm not even kidding. I would do that in a heartbeat. Spectrum won't do it. I have to like upgrade my service like to an insane degree to get like 40 megabit up. It's dumb. And then I could get Frontier fiber because they put fiber in my neighborhood like a couple years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago maybe. I don't like Frontier for a couple of reasons. One, my friend had Frontier and he said the service quality was not great with them. Had some dropouts, I think. And Frontier, when they installed fiber in the neighborhood, they cut holes in everyone's driveway to install their boxes, like the fiber like termination points. They just cut holes in like people's driveways, put these boxes in, and then cemented them in. They did not ask for permission. They asked nobody for permission in the neighborhood. Uh, they're lucky they did a professional job because I think I have some neighbors that I know definitely would have sued them for this if they had not done it like it halfway as decently as they did. So, yeah, the fact that they didn't ask. Also, they've been really pushy with like the door-to-door advert sales pitches lately. Sorry, I bumped the monitor. I bumped to the desk, but they've been really pushy with the door-to-door advertisements lately. So I'm like, no, no, you're not getting my business. Yeah, I'm glad that there's not a monopoly with the ISPs. I'm really grateful for that, but I don't know. I just wish that there was a better option. I mean, like the pricing of Frontier is appealing. I will say that compared to Spectrum, but I don't know if it's worth switching. Also, I'm still a little salty over them cutting up my driveway. You need 100 megabit for stream? No. Dude, I'm streaming at like 4 megabits a second right now. You do not need 100 megabit. Especially for the stuff I'm doing. Yeah, I don't need that for streaming, but I want more. Because I would like to stream in higher bit rates, but I can't.
Anyways, that's my ISP rant out of the way. I've been wanting to complain about that for so long. Just, there was nowhere for me to like conveniently put that in anywhere. Let me just copy R11 over, copy it to the USB. E8500 with a GTX 285, 4 gigs of 1066 RAM. That's an excellent XP build. That's great. I mean, technically that's better than mine, at least for the GPU. Oh, I love these slow USB drives.
Have horrible IOP performance. I use these same flash drives at work all the time. I have to copy stuff every single week, multiple times a week actually. They just take like 5 to 10 minutes to copy like a gig or something, like 2 gigs. Super annoying. But I'm getting paid to do nothing on the clock and just wait for it. So, I mean, technically it's a benefit. Still just annoying though. It is getting hot in here. Is the AC even on? I'm gonna go see if the AC is on. This is still copying. I'm gonna run an ad. I'll be back. All right. the AC isn't backed on. I just can't feel it because desert moment. Also, 50-year-old house with poorly planned AC ducting. The whole one side of the house gets like amazing airflow from the AC. The whole back side of the house with the bedrooms and whatnot gets like barely anything. I love that. Also, the file copy just finished, by the way. It's okay, Goo, you haven't missed anything. It's basically everything you already knew, so yeah.
All right, so that's your R10 score if you're keeping track. Am I the only one that slightly prefers the XP copy dialog just because of how fast it'll display every file name? Like, I do wish it had an actual, like, copy speed on here, but I do miss how fast it, like, flies by on here. Alright, let's run R11. Okay, it is 11.5. Alright. Do we run the OpenGL test? I mean, I didn't run it in R10. Let's just see what OpenGL does. Just for the sake of it. You know? I don't remember what the R11 one looks like. Oh, this is kind of like the R15 OpenGL test. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but still a car one. The R10 one, I think, is like some weird, like, it's got like the, was it Slimer or whatnot from like Ghostbusters? It looks like on it. And the 2003 one is just weird. .5 FPS. Okay. Is it really that much faster than a 280M? Man, you really did get ripped off on the mobile chips back in the day. Didn't 98 Plus have a 3D pinball in it? Your mom's PC might have had 98 Plus. Might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure 98 Plus did. That or it could have been ME. Yeah, I mean Nvidia still rips you off at least. I don't know what AMD's doing because nobody talks about dedicated Radeon graphics for mobile anymore. They're always just, oh, look at how good the APU was. No, 98 Plus isn't a service pack. Microsoft back in the day had this thing called Microsoft Plus. They had it for 95, 98, and actually they had 2 releases for XP, which nobody really used. But it was basically just like a weird expansion pack. It added like some extra like programs. It added a bunch of like themes and whatnot. And I want to say 98 Plus added Space Cadet Pinball. I might be wrong. Maybe that was 95 Plus. Yeah, if you want to mess around with them, they're all the Plus versions. Well, except not XP. I don't think they have any XP stuff. I'm sure you can find it. They're really easy to find. Also, Michael MJD also has made videos on them if you want to just check him out like that. They're certainly neat. The XP ones I think are pretty lame though. The second one is more interesting because it has the desktop like dancer thing. She bought it from her workplace. I find it hard to believe that they would have installed that in a business, so maybe not. I don't know. Businesses are weird sometimes. $2.37. You were betting 2.95? Is that actually based on what you've seen before, or is that just yeah. I mean, if you converted that to the RR15 ranking, that's pretty spot on, I think, for what it should be. No, it's only 4 gigahertz, not 5. How did you fit an all-in-one into a case? Or are you talking an AIO cooler? Cooler. Oh, okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with an AIO
on your XP build. I thought about doing that for this one because I have a H50 or an H100. I think it's H50. Whatever the older 120 mil Corsair cooler was. I have one of those, and I also got a Thermalright 240 mil AIO that I could mod the bracket to work on 775 if I wanted to. I did think about that, but there's no reason to. If I was running like a quad, maybe I'd think about it, but there's no real reason to for a duo.
Yeah. I'd have to install Vista or 7 to run R15 though, because there's no 32-bit R15. There probably will be a stream at some point of installing Vista because I've just wanted to do that. I also have a copy of Vista Ultimate that I really want to use.
Like I have it back here. Well, I have the 7 Ultimate, which I bought at VCF. I had showed that in the video, but I also have my own. I have Vista Ultimate as well that we're gonna install at some point. I mean, look at the price somebody paid for that. $400 for a copy of Windows. That's not an enterprise copy. It's just Vista, but like with wallpapers that move or something. It's so dumb.
It's like almost halfway done.
Nice collection. I mean, it certainly is nice. There's some stuff I wish I had more of. Like, I have two copies of 95, but it's upgrade. Um, and I have a full copy of ME. I have a XP Home upgrade copy. Um, and then the other stuff isn't Windows. Well, I have the Vista and 7 Ultimate, but the rest of the stuff is like virtual PC, like for Mac and like Office 2003. And then I have a Linux Mandrake 6.5.
It's making good progress. Also, I have not ran updates at all. This is just stock Service Pack 3 XP. We could run updates on stream, I guess, if we really wanted to.
I don't think they take that long from Legacy Update, but also like who wants to sit and watch Windows Update? Aside from me. I mean, I don't really watch it, but like every time I update Windows, like an old version of Windows, and it's got like 100 updates, I do kind of like having it on just like in the background. I look at it every few minutes. It's like, oh, it's stuck on .NET for the past 30 minutes for no reason, and then it finally continues on.
How many people do we have? 9? Not bad. $120. That's
You converted that to an R15 score that is actually faster than my Phenom 2 X4, also running at 4 gigahertz. So maybe they're not exactly on par, but still, I know the CPU is very close to beating out my Phenom 2 in terms of single thread. It might actually be faster than it now, which is a little bit embarrassing for AMD, but you were getting way more cores for a good price back then with AMD, so I don't know. I still like the Phenoms.
so so yeah. 3D Mark 2001. All right, so I've already tested this. I will say you are going to be impressed. You will be very much impressed. Also, I love that it detects it as a Pentium 3. That's so funny. I mean, technically it is. It was based on the Pentium 3.
Okay, just technically, I know it was based on the Pentium M. It was based on the Pentium 3, so it's
Oh,
still pretty.
Pentium 3. But yeah, it'll just max out the FPS counter in a lot of these to 999. Yeah, well, I mean, the Phenom 2s could beat FX chips in single core, so I can believe that. Um, I wouldn't say it's too much. I mean, if you're not overclocking, you're probably okay. As long as you don't overclock the 9550, you're probably fine. But if you're overclocking it, I would say you definitely need to get some cooling on the VRMs. Yeah. I mean, the E8500, that's still really good for XP, honestly. Anything pre-Crisis is going to run excellently on an E8500, even at stock. Yeah, Willamette P4s are just bad. They make fine Windows 98 CPUs because they're really cheap and the boards aren't too expensive, at least compared to a Pentium 3. But yeah, trying to run any XP games on them is just dumb, really. I have a 1.7 gigahertz Willamette on an SDR motherboard, and it's not fast. It's really not fast. It's barely faster than a 1 gigahertz Pentium 3. Yeah, the 2.8 Northwood would be a lot better. It still wouldn't be great for later XP stuff, like they'd say like late 2004 and beyond. But for early XP stuff, it'll be fine. Yeah. 2.4 Northwood. Yeah, that's a great 98 CPU as well. What motherboard is it? I mean, I know socket 478 stuff's getting up there, but I can't imagine an SDR board would go for that much. I don't think any 423 boards support DDR. I think they were only available with RDRAM. There might have been some that had SDR, but I don't think so. I think 423 was exclusively RAM bus. I have a 478 board that has RAM bus. I kind of want to do a build with it at some point, just for the fun of it. I don't know what I would do with it, but I have it. I think it'd be neat to mess around with. Also, you have a 2 gigahertz 423 CPU. That's really good. I think that's the best one you could get. 845 chipset. Um yeah, 3D Mark takes a long time if you don't change the settings, which I didn't. Let's see, is that actually that expensive? Wow, you weren't kidding. Or oh wait, no, that's not the same board. P4 P800. Well, that's not the same board. Is it? Or did you mistype? Still, it's like $190 for a Pentium 4 board. Yeah, eBay sellers are out of their minds on a lot of stuff. Oh, it's an HP OEM board. I always liked this test. The water looks really good on this one. I don't know what it is, but like early to mid 2000s water shaders, they just look so good to me. Like water on the GameCube looks amazing always. All right, 3D Mark is almost done now. Got to do the image quality tests for some reason. $90 for this? Actually, okay, that's actually insane. $90 for a no AGP. This is like a straight up like a Dell OEM board almost. For a no AGP socket 478 board with only 2 RAM slots and half the caps are bulging. Yeah, I hate I hate the fact I have to rely on eBay so much. Just there's not a ton of stuff around me a lot of times. I hate having to deal with eBay sometimes. But yeah, there's the score. I want to say it was slightly higher earlier, but considering the score is so high, it probably has a really wide margin of error. All right, we can run 06 as well. Put an actual bit of a strain on the system. Yeah, so the problem with 3D Mark 01, or really most of the 3D Marks, once you get to a certain point, uh, it stops scaling the score correctly. So, like, I think even on, like, modern systems, you can barely get maybe 100,000 in 3D Mark 2001. Yeah, really, once you get past, like, 40, 50,000 in 2001, the score just isn't that accurate anymore. At least not accurate for, like, actually measuring performance. If it's old, it must be expensive. That right? Yeah, it must be expensive. Okay, I would kind of like a PCI Express 478 motherboard just because AGP cards are so stupid expensive now. But it's a VIA chipset, so it's not as good as I'd want it to be. I didn't even know 3D Mark could actually get that high. I thought it kind of plateaued around like 100,000. If I remember correctly, this test or the next one doesn't run correctly. I think it's the next one. It like the video gets like all corrupted for some reason for like I think it's like an NVIDIA driver problem. This has happened on different systems for me. Dude, all PCI cards are like stupid expensive, or at least any of the decent ones. You can kind of find sometimes like Radeon like 7000 PCIs or like I don't know, MX 440 like the really terrible low end versions that are like 64-bit on PCI sometimes for okay money, like I'm talking like under $30, but yeah, I I really hate I really hate the prices on eBay most of the time. Or no, I guess it ran fine. Huh. Oh, yeah, this one runs really slow, but that's just how it is. I think the first CPU test is like single threaded, and the second one it might be multi-threaded. Although I don't know if this is really running that much faster than the previous CPU test. I really don't know what it's doing in the CPU test, to be honest. And all I know is that it runs really slowly on like most of the systems I've ever tested it on. I have a 6200 PCI that I've been meaning to recap because all the caps on it are blown. It probably works, I hope, but I think it might only be a 64-bit card though, which sucks. But I need to recap it. But that's probably the best PCI card I have. I also have an X1300 Pro on PCI. That one is also like okay. Yeah, this is a cool benchmark for sure. Yeah, I don't know what kind of RAM it has on it. I'd have to go dig it out. It might be DDR2 now that I think about it, because I think it was BGA chips. Banished? Is that a game or a benchmark? No, it's from 2014. Okay. Works on DX9. I never heard of it. I know Tomb Raider has a DX9 version. I think the newest game I knew of that was like kind of mainstream that was 32-bit, worked with DX9 and worked on XP was Paladins. That worked on it on XP until like 2018, I think. 16,241. Pretty solid score. Why does '06 thinks it's a Pentium 3? I thought '06 came out after the Core 2 came out. Maybe it came out early in the beginning of the year. I don't remember. Well, I guess we can hmm. What else should we run benchmark wise? I already have, I mean, that's kind of most of the main benchmarks. I guess we could just install some games. Do we just jump straight into Crisis? I kind of want to install Fear.
I do like the Fear benchmark quite a bit. Kind of want to. I mean, we can install both, I guess, because those two games are disc games. Most of my other XP games are all GOG. What am I missing? Oh, right. Yeah, I don't have a ton of physical PC games. I mean, I know it looks like I have a lot there, which I mean, I guess I kind of do. Some of those are like duplicates of games because I got multiple of them by accident for some reason. Not that I bought them, just like I ended up with them. And like half of them are like not special at all, but yeah. Is Banished free? So that's $20 on GOG. Maybe I'll buy it at some point. Yeah, I mean, I could obtain it. It is a GOG game, so I mean, it is very easy to obtain. Uh, could do that. Yeah, yeah, I have a really big GOG library, mostly because of sales. But also like because if you have Amazon Prime, they just give away like tons of free games every month on GOG. So it's just like Amazon's basically just giving me free stuff. I mean, I know it's not free. They're still paying for it technically, but I was already gonna have Prime anyways. So they give out like at least like 5 or 6 games a month for free, and it's not like terrible games either. They're like good games too. Like I know a while back they were giving out Bioshock trilogy, like Mafia 1, 2, and 3. So Fear is fun because it's on 5 CDs. I don't know if they had a DVD version of Fear. I think they did, but I have the CD version, which kind of sucks.
Yep, it's 5. I have Star Wars Battlefront as well, and I think that one's on 4 discs. Is auto run gonna work or not? I guess not. Is it? Maybe not. Okay. Maybe it doesn't have an auto run thing. XP is super cool. It is. Oh, oh, oh. I forgot.
I wanted to do something. I wanted to install XPIs. Which if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a visual enhancement pack for XP. Let's do that. I almost forgot about that.
We can install Fear in a minute. So the XPI's website, I've never actually done this. The XPI's website got shut down like a long time ago, but we can still access it through the Wayback Machine, and I think you can download it on other stuff, but that is one issue I've noticed. It might just be a weird thing with the latest version of Supermium. You try to open it sometimes the first time and it just crashes, but then it's fine on the second time. So yeah, I don't know. So I think it was xpis.net. Oh, typing on the wrong keyboard. Again. Well, that's the first time it happened on this stream, but I did it a ton on the other one. Had the same issue with Supermium. Okay, so it's not just my system. That's comforting. What month do we go for? As it got shut down in like 2015, and then somebody bought the domain nowadays, and it's like it's different. Let's go for like a nice. Go for a nice June, maybe February. Yeah, we could. Let's go Groundhog Day. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you're gonna install Media Center Edition? That's what I grew up with. We had Media Center Edition on both of our computers, both of our Dells. So I grew up with the Royale theme. I didn't realize that XPIs for 64-bit XP. And Server 2003? I guess I never realized that. SkyDrive. Yeah. Never heard of XPIs? It's basically just like a theme enhancement pack. So you know how in XP, there's like a bunch of icons that didn't get like changed or updated correctly? And stuff like this, like all of these like banners and whatnot, these are all just ripped straight from Windows 2000. Microsoft didn't change them at all. And there's other stuff like, let me think. I want to say that, or obviously, yeah, like all those kind of banner images, and there's other icons and stuff that never got changed. And XPIs basically just changes them all. All right, XPIs 5, release 6. Yeah, so the last version came out in 2009. What's your streaming setup? Just my main computer. It's a Ryzen 5 5600X Failed network error? No. It was downloading. What? Is it gonna finish? Ah, maybe it's an issue with the this capture. Let's go back. I'm using the CPU for my recording. I'm using my GPU for the stream, which is 6700 XT. All right, we got the thing. I always just like to pop files into VirusTotal. I'm sure it's fine. In fact, it might get false positives because it's changing system files. Wow, not a single false positive. That's impressive. On the technology connections of the retro PC world. Maybe, I guess, sort of. I guess with my newer presentation style, maybe a bit. Oh, what? Why is it erroring out? Why is it erroring out? I'm on Service Pack 3. Do you have to update? Do you need the latest updates or something? Hold on, let me go back and look. No. No, I didn't want to re-download it. All right. You could download it from DeviantArt. That's right. There's a weird amount of like XP themes and whatnot that are on DeviantArt for some reason. Oh, they require .NET 2.0. That makes sense. I wonder if this archive is going to work. Service Pack 1. Well, we could just go Service Pack 2, because I uploaded that to archive.org. Granite XP. I haven't heard of that specifically, but I've seen similar attempts to make like newer versions look like newer versions of Windows look like XP. I think there was like Delta XP or something that like converted Windows 10. Where's my upload? Hold on. I don't think you can you search for usernames? No, you can't. Yeah, the Internet Archive search sucks in my opinion, but maybe if I type .NET Framework, it'd help if I spelled it correctly. No. Like, look at all this. Like, why? Like, why is all this random stuff here? Here, let me... I have no idea where I put it in. Oh, it's more of a security package for XP. Oh, and it has core API. Okay, that's neat. That's cool. It's so... Yeah, the search algorithm is so useless. Alright, well, we can just... I guess we could just do... We can just use Service Pack 1, I guess. It's probably going to download it anyways with Windows Update, but... Oh, I did type 2.9 apparently by accident. Not that I think that matters. Like, it's so bad. Like, none of this is relevant to what I searched for. Why is it so bad? Here we go. Finally. There. There's my upload. Wow. That took... It's bad on purpose. That's how they get around the, the copyright claims. All the DMCA takedowns. Yeah, I archived this years ago because I couldn't find the archive anywhere, and I had to like dig through Microsoft's website on the Wayback Machine, and it's like, wow, this is a massive pain to get to. I'm just gonna put it up so other people can get to it easily, easilier. That's a word. Except they can't because they can't search for it. And this also has like the Itanium installer as well in it. So you can install it on Itanium. Thank you. I'm glad I could be of service. Oh, this also works on Windows 2000 as well. I think that's why. I think because I was trying to get it to install on Windows 2000 and I couldn't find the installer. And that's why I was on the hunt for it. It's the most stable version of Windows in my experience. I'm trying to think of the system I've had the least amount of blue screens with. I would say probably Windows 7 is the one I've had the least amount of like blue screens or like crashes. Other than that, I'd say probably 2000. XP is fine, but I have ran into a lot of issues with it before. Maybe down to more of the hardware I was using it with. But yeah, I'd say Windows 7's probably at the top. Windows 8. Windows 8 is also really stable, like 8.1. And Windows 2000 is also really good. I used Windows 8 a lot, and I can't ever recall it blue screening on me. Yeah, Windows 8 with Classic Shell installed is really good, actually. Right. Yeah, it's not going to be able to find updates, obviously, because the server's down. Yeah, so it lets you... am I ever going to do a Windows 8 build? So my first ever gaming computer, my FX system, it ran Windows 8.1. And there's a whole story I could get into about why I did that and not Windows 7. Basically, I didn't have a Windows 7 installer at the time. But yeah, I used Windows 8, and honestly, it was great. With Classic Shell installed, it was probably one of my favorite Windows experiences, honestly. Windows 8 gets hated on way too much purely just for the start menu, which I think is warranted, to be honest. But if you're using 8.1 with Classic Shell installed, it's fantastic, honestly. It boots up faster than Windows 7. It's very stable. Honestly, it runs games generally a little faster than Windows 7. It's honestly an excellent operating system. It was the last good version of Windows under the hood, in my opinion. All right, so yeah, so XPIs. Basically, it lets you change the different like visual elements and whatnot. Oh, like here, like on the I think it like updates some of the sidebar stuff too, because not every theme fully changes that. So yeah, you can change this to like different styles. You got like media center style, and then of course you can like alter the stuff as well. Like if you just want like the bitmaps changed, like I kind of want to go with the dark side. It changes like the welcome screen too. Wallpaper, Bliss HD. Sure. It's probably HD. I know there's like a 4K scan of Bliss now available. Visual style, yeah, Royale Noir. You can change this to advanced, so you can select different things to install. I want to say there's some things it doesn't highlight, if I remember correctly from the MJD video. See, I want to say it doesn't like change the clock or something. So you don't have this crusty looking clock anymore. Let me see. I don't know where it is in here though. Yeah, I mean I could just install everything, I guess. But to change like the bitmaps and stuff, you have to rerun the installer, I think. Actually, here, let me go back to simple. Yeah, we'll just do this, I guess. XP, eyes, dark side, black. What is Bliss Dream? Oh, it's like dark. Bliss HD. Bliss type? Okay, blue clouds. Certainly not bad wallpapers by any means. Windows embedded. We'll just go Bliss HD. And then I want Royale Noir. They also do have some custom themes, as like changes the like start button size and I think like the start menu and stuff. Oh yeah, you can also have it so it like slipstreams it into your Windows install if you wanted to. We don't need to send feedback because I mean it's not going to go anywhere. I would like to blizzit. I would like to visit the Bliss location. Although I mean it's not going to look the same. It's also like an entire day's drive away from me, so it's not like I could just go see it. Is the tourism really that popular there now? I mean, I know there's like a bunch of people that have gone, but like it's not that easy to get to. No, I don't think it's dry. Oh, that's right. It changes the boot screen too. I forgot about that. I would have unselected that because I don't really I wanted the standard boot screen. I'm gonna rerun the installer just to see if I can change that. Yeah, black welcome screen. No, I don't think the Bliss area would be dry because that's in like the Central Valley, which is pretty moist by California standards. I mean, that's where all the farming is. See, I'm not okay. I like the stock welcome screen and whatnot. Now that your computer's restarted, you may find it running slowly. Oh, Windows needs to recreate its cache. Okay. All right, so changed that theme, but we got to change it back to Royale Noir. All right, so did it change the banners? It did. See, that just looks a lot nicer. I mean, I like the 2000 ones, but once you kind of realize that, oh yeah, they did just copy that from 2000 and they didn't bother changing it, it does kind of stand out a little bit more. But yeah, I think it looks nice. Let me see what else changed. I think they changed I think they add like an XP. Yeah, they change like these icons. All right, I'm not crazy about this icon, but whatever. It's fine. You can always change them back too. I think they changed like WinVer and stuff. Yeah, they changed WinVer. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. This is my first time actually installing it. I've only ever seen it in videos. I should probably. Oh, that's right. I don't need to do that. I forgot because I have my custom ISO already. Didn't have to change folder settings. Yeah, it also changes like the little like green shortcut arrows as well, which is kind of interesting. Don't know entirely how I feel about that, but yeah, it's very customizable. To change some of the stuff, you have to go back into video bitrate is kind of low. What bitrate am I streaming in? Streaming at 4,000. Yeah, I guess I could bump it up to 5. All right, I bumped the bitrate up to 5 megabit. You don't want to go too close to your max bandwidth because no, I'm not going for records with this computer. I just wanted to overclock. I just think the idea of having a 4 gigahertz Core 2 Duo is really cool. All right, let me see. I want to say I want to say there is a. Oh yeah, that's right. It also installs Task Switch. This program. So it changes the Alt Tab appearance. So if I like or oh well, it's not showing up. It's supposed to like show up. Maybe did it not install it correctly? It's already running. Yeah, it's supposed to change like the Alt Tab. Oh, I was hitting Windows Tab because I'm an idiot. There you go. There's Alt Tab. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, I do like the Alt Tab thing a lot. You can change the way it looks too. Let me see if I can change the boot screen back to the default one. No, I'm using the GPU for the stream because I want the recording to be higher quality, so when I edit these down into a video, it'll be better. I think we can just go into install and then change stuff, I think. Yeah, I mean, it could also just be YouTube encoding as well. I mean, it looks great for me because I mean, I like XP and high resolution anyways. I just kind of vibe with that. But all right, let me go to advanced. Extras, boot screen. Yeah, turn that off. All right. Let me see if that changes it. Yeah, so it's just the video compression when I move the window. That's kind of what I figured. So yeah, it's just a compression issue. It might be YouTube's fault. I mean, I can bump it up to 6,000, I guess. OBS also only says that I'm outputting like 4200 kilobits anyways for some reason, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, now it's increasing. All right, now it's bumping up to like 6 megabits. It's an RX 6700 XT. All right, hopefully that changes the boot screen back. I mean, it's not just it's not just OBS. That's the problem. It's just AMD's encoder just looks bad. Ah, dang it. Am I gonna have to like fully uninstall XPIs just to get the old boot screen back? That kind of sucks. I mean, I like the way the boot screen looks. I just wish it had animation, so I know if it like freezes, which is kind of important to me. I really like this black boot screen or logon screen. I really like this. It looks so natural too. Like it looks really official. All right. Let me see if I can just uninstall it real quick. Oh, I gotta run the installer to uninstall it. Must be a different option. I mean, maybe. I mean, I unselected the thing that said boot screen, but maybe I can just undo changes. Can let me do any? Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty fast hard drive. Directory. I mean, I don't know what backup directory it used. I don't think it asked me for a backup directory. I don't think it put anything in didn't put anything in downloads. Well, let me just go to install, I guess. If I can't figure it out, I'll just move on because I don't want to spend like I don't want to spend like an hour trying to like figure this out on stream and waste everyone's time. Royale Noir, Bliss HD, Black Welcome Screen, XPI's Dark Side. Dark Side. Oh, that changed it. Black. Alright. Yeah. In advanced. Okay. Extras. File type. OEM. I can get rid of that because I don't really need that. Boot screen. I mean, they didn't remove it last time, so I don't know. I don't think it installed anything else other than task switch. Oh, okay, here. Program files and Nolus installer. Okay. All right. So I can go back. Let's put it in program files. Program files and Nolus installer backup. That's the older one. All right, so we'll uninstall it and then I'll install only the things that I actually need then. Oh, did it update the clock? It did not. I don't know how you change the clock. Supposedly you can, but I mean, I don't care that much. There we go. Oh, why does it only now want to scan the flash drive? I mean, I guess I'll let it go just so it doesn't ask again. Why now, though? It's been plugged in the entire time. Oh wow, it even sets the wallpaper and stuff back. That's nice. All right, so yeah, it's not like impossible to uninstall or anything. XFi SB 0670. I'm not familiar with that model number, but if it's an XFi, it's probably decent. Is it one of like the full size cards, or is it one of those weird like half height ones? Because I know the half height ones are they're not quite as good. But if it's like a regular like full size XFi, you're probably good. I would just install the Daniel K drivers, because those work with like every Sound Blaster full size. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Yeah, it's like there's so many different options to choose your the bitmaps and whatnot that get changed, which I think is really nice. Play games. Yeah, I'm gonna play games right after this. I just wanted to change that. So I don't want boot screen. I don't need OEM. Cursor scheme? Does that actually change the cursor? What does it change the cursor to? No, it looks the same. So, okay, I don't know why it said cursor. Yeah. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I have the Fear CD in the drive. What are you recording with the sound card? Are you do you just do like music and stuff? What vendors didn't make AHCI drivers for 64-bit XP? Like, surely Intel made drivers for 64-bit XP, right? I could see maybe Nvidia and like VIA not doing it, but oh, now it changed the cursor. Oh, because I had uninstalled it. Right. I was dumb. Of course the cursor wasn't going to show up because I uninstalled it. What, Fedora? This is just a Fedora cursor? Oh wow, this is a lot of... Was there this many cursor themes in XP that I just never noticed? No, I don't think Vista drivers would work on 64-bit XP. Probably not well. I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but I don't think it would look great. Nice. All right. That looks pretty good, I think. Oh, they didn't make drivers? That's kind of surprising. Yeah, I know 64-bit XP is just a complete mess. Oh, it's one of these ones that it makes you scroll all the way to the bottom. Because I definitely read all of that. I don't think there's any way I can hide this without entering in my key. It's not that I have an issue with sharing my key. I just don't want to have the stream banned for some dumb reason like, "Ooh, you were promoting piracy or something." Switch cameras. Well, you see the problem with that is
If I switch to this, I lose my view of the system because I don't have any way to split the video to a different monitor because I'm using DVI. So I have to view it through OBS. So as soon as I switch the camera, I lose my ability to see the computer.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, because I wasn't using it this stream. Open up XM Play, and I can move this. Haha, there we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. Yeah, like I don't have an issue giving away the key. It's just YouTube guidelines are really dumb. Where is the key? There it is. There we go. Now we're good. Cars. I've never played Project Cars. I mean, does the latest version still work on XP? Yeah, I mean, Paladins used to work on XP up until like I think like early 2018 or something. They like switched the game to 64-bit. But yeah, I played that on a Core 2 Duo with an 8800 GTX, and that was running like 50, 60 FPS with like medium-ish settings, I think, at 1080p. Yeah, Minecraft will run on anything. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send the guide, you can. What is this icon? Oh, that's task switch. Yeah, Vista got abandoned with XP, even though there's no reason to, because Vista and 7 are so similar. Oh, disc 2 time. Oh yeah, YouTube probably won't let you send links in chat. They usually like delete your comments too. If you try to link to something on a video, they'll often delete the comment as well. Remove the hashtag or pound sign. Sorry, I've been too internetified. Even that didn't work. Why did YouTube can put that much effort into that, but they can't get rid of the porn bots? Yeah, I'll try to remember. I'll try to remember that. Is Project Cars free? I mean, I've heard of Project Cars before. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely not free. Oh, it was made by Codemasters. Okay. I assume you can just get it on Steam and you just get it on Steam. Oh, it's no longer sold because oh, yeah, because car licenses. I'd have to get it. Oh, did Codemasters actually get shut down? Gears of War on XP. That might be a they might have like online activation. That might be like a games for Windows Live thing. A good site to look at is PC Gaming Wiki and see what the DRM is on it. I just realized I could do it on the computer. I think there is kind of a way to get Steam working with Core API, but I don't think it really works super well. You might be able to get like the Steam command line version to work. Lagging super hard because the hard drive is being hit really hard. Yeah, game DRM just sucks. Honestly, I forgot Gears of War got a PC port back in the day. Is games for Windows Live and Safe Disk? Ew, gross. Oh, that sucks. It's kind of disk check and games for Windows Live. That sucks. Workarounds, yeah. There's probably a crack you can find for it. Honestly, that's your best bet, is just find a crack for the game. Because really, there is no way around it, unless there is like some obscure things. Because I don't think there's like a games for Windows Live emulator. Or if there is, I mean, if there is, that's cool, I guess. But I don't think there is. And there's Steam emulators you can get, which only kind of work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could use Vista drivers on Windows 7. They might run in like a compatibility mode, but even then they might. Abandonware. I mean, I can just find the game on my own. Ishiruka. That's just a version of Dolphin, right? Although you'd need a halfway decent CPU though. Old Dolphin, yeah. Used to have to use Ishiruka for melee net play back in the day before they came out with Slippy. Not that I've really played much of melee in the past like 5 years, but yeah. Yeah, 3770, that'd probably run Dolphin okay. For most games, I think. Dolphin is just such a great emulator. We're only on the 4th disc, by the way. Gotta love CD installs. I forget what speed drive this is. It might only be like 24 speed for CDs or something. I don't know what the DVD speed is on it. Maybe like 12x or something. Oh, disc 5. I don't think disc 5 has a ton on it. Forget which disc you need to play the game. I think it's disc 1. No, we don't need GameSpy. I don't want to register fear. So can you use the 5th disc to play? I wonder if you can use all the discs. Yeah, I have a lot of my discs backed up, but I don't have like all of them backed up. I have most of like my 98 and like DOS stuff backed up. Uh it just gets more difficult to rip them once you get to like XP era because of all the DRM they put on the discs. When did Sierra die? I mean, the publishing Sierra, obviously development Sierra died in the 90s, but were they even doing anything past like 2005, 2006, to be honest? Oh, we missed the Nvidia thing. How it's meant to be played. 2008? They were still around in 2008? Wow. Alright, let's, Oh, that's right. You can't, if I install the latest patch, we can get, widescreen support. Maximum. Maximum. Set everything to max. I want to see how well it runs at max. Probably it'll run just fine, I think. FSAA, 4X. Screen resolution. I don't want DX8 shaders. It's, that'll fit in a 1080p window. Alright, let's run the benchmark. I don't think it's a perfect 60. It's also kind of hard to tell because this capture card, for some reason, isn't the smoothest with its frame capture at times. It's certainly not running bad, though. It's fire time. Oh, the minimum was 73. Excellent. Excellent. All right, let's install the patch now so we can get 1080p. All right. I'll think about the Project Cars video. All right. Should be able to download it through here. Let's see, patch. Patches, 4 gigabyte patch. Oh, here it is. Okay. Patches scrolls. I don't want cookies, dude. Why is it in German? All right, fine, whatever. Oh, well, it is a German site, I guess. That kind of makes sense. Is it going to download it? There it is. There we go. Finally. Jeez. I don't remember that many steps being needed to go through patch scrolls, but all right. Because I have uBlock on. Is there portable? I mean, I like using Betacraft, honestly. I did think about that. I like Betacraft because, in my opinion, because like that was the golden age of Minecraft to me. Was like beta 1.7 to like release like 1.4, 1.5. Oh, they're up to version 2 almost. Nice. I forget if the installer works on XP or not. Might have to download the jar. Oh, we're gonna have to download Java. What was the latest Java that worked on XP? I forget. Downloading old versions of Java through their site is so annoying. $152. Okay. Let me just see if maybe it's uploaded on archive. Jerry 8U 152. You have to go into regedit to stop the Java update policy. That sucks. Well, let's even let me download, because I think they want you to, like, create an account or something for some reason. Do you know where in the registry you have to go for that? All right, that's server runtime. x86 offline. Simple change from a 1 to a 0. Yeah, see, I'm going to be directed to a logon screen. Why? Why can't I not just download it? Screw you, Oracle. Does it work with Java 6? Because I may or may not have spent like 5 hours of my life archiving every single version of Java 6 on archive.org. And I'm not kidding. I actually did do that. 6 Jerry runtime. Let me just enter in every single keyword I can think of. Or, oh, I can go to my I can go in my history. And then I can just go to my profile. There we go. What's the latest version? 39? Okay. This has like every single version in here. Like Solaris, Linux, Windows, all of it. It's all in here. I mean, these are old enough versions of Minecraft that Java 6 probably will work fine. Yeah, they want to collect your information. I mean, I would just sign up with just a burner email anyways. JavaSoft. All right. I'll look into that. All right. Well, so Java's installed now. Is it the same for Java 6? Ah, there we go. HKey local machine. HKey local machine software, JavaSoft. JavaSoft, Java update. Policy. See. No. Okay, there's no Java update. Yeah, so that wasn't introduced yet. Okay. So let's see. Oh, I didn't download it yet. Java 1.7.0. Okay, that'd be Java 7. Check archive for Java 8 152. Yeah, I could do that. Just as a rule, I'm not gonna just like accept friend requests from viewers. I I've thought about creating like a Discord server and whatnot, but I feel like that's just too much hassle. You can email me the link if you want. My business email is on the channel. Uh, Java 8 update 152. Okay, well now if you send me motherboards, I might just give you my credit card info at that point. Like there we go. Okay. Just give it a quick scan. The fear patch is still downloading. How? Why is it going that slow? All right, we're good. Just minimize that. I think I remember that. It just like makes you believe that it just is gonna error out, but it works. Oh, cool though. The loading bar is broken. 3 billion devices run Java, unfortunately. Wonder how many of those are just Blu-ray players. All right. Now I can go into regedit. Oh, yep. Saved it already. 0. Nice. All right. Thanks for the tip on disabling Java update. It probably would have annoyed me enough at some point that I would have did it, but thanks for the help. What tech channels do I enjoy? All right, I'll look at the email after the stream. Or here, I can look at it on my phone. I'm sure it got sent to me. Yeah. All right, I got the link. So, thanks for that. What tech channels do I enjoy? I mean most of the ones you're probably familiar with. LGR, 8-Bit Guy. I mean, I can just read them off of my subscriptions list. Action Retro, uh, Adrian's Digital Basement. I don't watch a ton of his stuff. I do occasionally. I don't know if you want to count Ahoy as a retro tech guy, because he's not exclusively, but every Ahoy video is good. Um, got a lot of other stuff in here. Control-Alt-Reese. Danawalked 1. Wish he uploaded more. But I think he's busy and whatnot. Duraga. As much as I'd love Duraga to come out of retirement, I hope he's enjoying his YouTube retirement. Even though he never officially retired, but, you know, he doesn't make videos anymore, so... Fully buffered. Greenham. He doesn't do a ton of retro anymore, but still good. Yeah, LGR, I already said LGR. I wouldn't really say Matt KC is retro, but he does cover retro stuff. So, yeah. Michael MJD. I have so many subscriptions to scroll through. Pixel Pipes, of course. Phil's Computer Lab. SPNG. I don't know if you guys know that guy. Does some videos are pretty good. His channel's like about the same size as mine, I think. Tech Tangents, of course. 8-Bit Guy. Serial Port, even though I don't understand half the networking stuff they talk about, I still like the Serial Port. All their videos are really good. Usagi Electric. I think that's most of them. Yeah, that's most of them. Who is that Dutch guy? That's fully buffered. Oh, Cathode Ray Dude. Yeah, I forgot him. I am subscribed to him. I don't know why I didn't see him in my sub list. I probably just scrolled over him. Where's Pixel Pipes? I think he's just busy and whatnot. I like Collab Retro. I want to say I've seen maybe a video or two from him. I can't remember. The name sounds familiar. Where's Betacraft? There it is. Hey, there we go. We can leave it on beta 1.7, I guess. Yeah, Action Retro is blowing up a lot. I think it's just because he does weekly videos. That really is the key, doing consistent weekly videos. What name? We're gonna go Curtis. Curtis Freeman. Close that just to free up some resources. Retro Gaming Kingdom. I don't think I've seen him. There's some other channels on there that I probably missed and I didn't cover. Yeah. Drago 1 is like the OG. That was my if you look at like early stuff on the channel, you can definitely see the inspiration coming through from him. Yeah. Hard to believe that like I was watching like all the Jiraga stuff like 9, 10 years ago. Ah, not bad. It's pretty good. It's not smooth. It's not a smooth 60, but it is playable. Certainly playable. This is way better than how I used to play Minecraft back in the day on XP. Yeah, certainly not bad. It's pretty much what I'd expect out of a Core 2 Duo. Yeah, I always wish he did do a video on the Celeron 420. I always thought it'd be funny for him to do a video, the Celeron 420, the GT 420, and then, yeah, some sort of like funny hard drive size or something. Optifine would be good. I'd have to go try to find the old version, though. I really like the old beta world generation. Like, look, Cloud just coming right through top of the mountain. Like, we're so high up. Just got random blocks just chilling out in the middle of the air for no reason. I think beta 1.7 was the first version I played at a friend's house. Celeron 420 is horrible. It okay. Compared to a Pentium 4, considering the Celeron 420 was like $30, it actually doesn't perform that bad compared to like a Pentium 4. You can also overclock them like to an insane degree. I actually do want to make a video overclocking the Celeron like 420, 430, because those you can like get a 100% speed overclock on them. You can take them up to like 3+ gigahertz, and they absolutely destroy a Pentium 4. It's really funny. Yeah, I saw the email. Yeah, I'm probably am gonna make the Celeron video at some point, just because I think it'll be, you know, neat. Oh, I didn't know this would stay up if you exited out of the menu. That's neat. All right, so yeah, Minecraft works pretty well. Not surprising. Let's go ahead and install the patch. Yes, I am paranoid. I scan everything I can. Yeah, if all you need is a single core, then the Celeron is perfectly fine. Like, the Celeron 420 was my server for, like, a few months. I actually used it as a file server. Del Vostro 420. There we go. Now we're talking. The ultimate 420 computer. See, I would do it, but I feel like it would be wrong. Like that's Jiraga's thing. Like that's his thing. I don't want to take the idea from him if he has it. I wonder how close the Celeron is to the Core Solo, because I had a 1.6 gigahertz Core Solo laptop growing up, and that's what I used to play Minecraft on, just everything, like early YouTube. That was what I grew up with, was that laptop. Let me just run Fear. Yeah. Yeah, the FX CPUs are great for XP too. I just wish AM3 plus stuff was a bit cheaper. Because I feel like the CPUs still go for like a little bit too much, in my opinion. But like an FX 8350 goes for like, I don't know how much, like at least like $40, $50, which is kind of excessive for what you're getting out of it. Oh, does this not add? Wait, what's the patch that adds widescreen support? I know it has it. Oh wait, was that just the server? Was that not the patch for the game? Did I just waste a bunch of time for that to download for no reason? Or did I just download the wrong file on patch scrolls? Latest version for the base game. Okay. The Core Solo had that much cache? I guess I didn't realize that. Well, I mean, it is half a Core 2 Duo. Oh, yeah, I was an idiot. I downloaded dedicated server instead of patch 1.08. Okay, I don't want Chinese. Where's English? At the bottom. Oh, there's American and there's a UK version. Almost 600? Oh, that's going to take forever. Well, we might as well install Crysis then. Well, that's going. I might as well install Crysis then. Thankfully, Crysis is a DVD. It's already 5:30. I'm streaming for almost 3 hours. We'll play Crysis. We'll get Fear updated and whatnot, and then I don't know. Might call the stream there. I'm gonna have like 12 hours of stream. I'm gonna have to like edit through. I don't think the video will be very long because I think I can cut out like 95% of the stream and still have like a decent like sort of highlights video, but we'll see. Wrong mouse. There we go. Oh, that's right. I think I have auto run like turned off in my Enlight ISO. That's probably why it's not popping up. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this again. All right. There we go. I think this is on the back of the manual. Yes, it is. Invalid code? What? How did I enter an invalid code? Oh, wait, what? Oh, because it wasn't highlighted in the box. That was annoying. All right. Intel for stability, AMD for fun. Well, maybe not so much anymore. There we go. All right. Now we're good. Punk Buster. I mean, we don't need this because multiplayer is dead on there. Don't need GameSpy. 300 kilobytes a second. Blazing speeds. Like, I would share the code. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't want the stream to get, like, banned or flagged because you know, like, you're promoting piracy. Like I'm not YouTube. I'm not. Trust me, people have found ways to pirate Crisis decades, like probably almost since it came out, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't touch modern Intel either. I mean, even the core Ultra stuff is supposedly stable enough, but I don't know. Like, just performance-wise, it doesn't make sense. It just makes more sense to go with AMD. 11600K. That's still a perfectly decent system. I mean, 11th gen is fine. I mean, it was a waste, but 10th gen, barely an improvement at all over 10th gen, but is Core Ultra really that bad? I know it's not great performance-wise, but are SSDs really bottlenecked by it? Is that just like a PCIe lane thing? Yeah. It's kind of sad how far Intel uh like fell off into just just all these problems. Yeah, I mean Core Ultra is dumb, like you shouldn't buy it, but like I don't even think I've seen an O8 like a pre-built with a Core Ultra in it. Like I don't think Intel has ever had a period of time where they've been like this like where
They've
they've
been like this pathetically like out of the game, basically. Like 13, 14th gen, ridiculously power hungry, hot running, stability issues, just CPUs being faulty. Like like what do you mean the CPU is corroding inside? Like how does that happen? How is that a thing that's happening in the modern day and that wasn't a thing that like got like cured and fixed like 20, 30 years ago? Like you like I would expect to hear about it like back then. It's like, "Oh yeah, like when we were making like the 486, we ran into like some weird issues or something." How do they run into that in the modern day? Like what are they doing at the fabs? And it's like, I don't know. Makes no sense. Yeah, I don't want Intel to die, even though I am kind of an AMD fanboy a little bit. I really don't want Intel to die because one, we need the competition. Two, I also really don't want Intel to get sold. I really don't want Intel to get bought by like Qualcomm because that's just gonna suck. I thought Intel already had a fab in Israel. Were they building a new one? Because I know they're supposed to be building one in like Arizona, I think. I think TSMC is also building one in Arizona. Might be wrong, but I think they are.
It's like halfway done. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want ARM to take over either. I really don't want to see x86 die. Like all the people that say like, "Oh, we need ARM to take
Over because power consumption and whatnot. Like, first of all, you start scaling up ARM, the power consumption differences start diminishing a fair bit. Like, sure, like they're still like somewhat, you know, more efficient, but like not to like an extensive degree. And then I don't like ARM mainly because it's all the keys to the kingdom are all held by one company. They dictate the licensing and everything. So ARM can just like screw over anybody that they really wanted to, which is why I do not want an ARM dominated future. Like I think it's already bad enough that like everything mobile is already dominated by ARM. I really hope Risk 5 actually, turns into something halfway decent, just so there can be maybe some competition in the mobile space, but yeah, I don't know. And Risk 5 would be neat to have as desktop competition, but I don't think Risk 5 is going to turn into anything significant for at least like 15, 20 years. Oh, so it was just an R&D facility in Israel? Okay. Yeah, like I'll take the inefficiency over upgradability or non-upgradability, yeah. Just bring back Cyrix. Well, I mean, Via could, if they really wanted to get back into the game, but they're so far behind. Like, what have they even done? Like, I don't even know. How do you even buy like a Via Eden or something? Whatever their latest version of the C7 is. Didn't Via get sold? I mean, Via was already well, no, they're a Taiwanese company, I think. I don't think they got sold to a Chinese company. I think there's just a I'm pretty sure Via is still independent. Might be wrong. But there is a company in China that's doing like full x86 clones. At least they were. I don't know if they still are. But I think Via is still the original company. I don't even know what they do still. Just like integrated stuff, I think. Let me see. Oh, they were founded in California? I didn't know that. Wikipedia still says that their headquarters is in Taiwan, so I guess. I find it hard to believe that a Chinese company would allow them to have a headquarters in Taiwan, so I assume they're still independent. Yeah. I mean, even though the Chinese like x86 stuff is slow. I mean, it's still impressive. I mean, when you consider that they have like 40 plus years of catch up to do, the fact that they're even hitting Core 2 Duo performance is still impressive nonetheless. And I'm sure there's stuff, I'm sure they have like stuff that they haven't showed off to the public yet and whatnot, just to have. How close are we?
Oh, we're done. Is it still downloading? It's halfway. Yes, yeah, mainly so, China has its own independent stuff. I mean, that's the same reason why they have well, what is it? What's the GPU company or whatever that they have? Can it run Crysis? Well, I mean, we're gonna find out. More threads. That's right. Well, we don't have the Extreme, but do have Core 2 Duo. All right. For a 260, we can probably set 1080p medium, I think. 1080p high, that might be a bit much. We're not going to put anti-aliasing on. We could leave it high. Let's see how it runs on high. Oh, we don't have any way to see the frame rate. Yeah. Well, no, I knew that More Threads was the company. I just couldn't remember the company name. Threads. I don't know if More Threads is going to make up that much ground, considering the absolute insane powerhouse NVIDIA is now. But if we're talking like consumer grade GPUs, then I think NVIDIA is just going to kind of give up eventually at some point. And then, yeah, More Threads might be like sufficient competition. That's right. I was going to download Fraps. Normally, I would download Afterburner, like Riva Tuner, because it's a little bit more accurate, but Fraps is easy to download. X4500 graphics. That's horrible. Yo, 3400 FPS. Yo. Yeah, I hope Nvidia gets a sharp wake up call. I think they probably will, because I think we might be getting really close to like the AI bubble kind of bursting, like fully. I think they're gonna kind of realize at a certain point that you can't really make a ton of AI products that are actually interesting, that people are gonna actually want, that aren't just that aren't just like image generation, video generation, and whatnot. And like it still requires a lot of effort to actually get stuff that looks decent. It's like a intro thing that you can't skip. Oh, dude, I can't wait for it to be 2020. Yeah, that's gonna be so futuristic. Yeah, it's actually shocking how bad the NVIDIA drivers are now, considering that I love that like NVIDIA and AMD have basically reversed their roles compared to like 10 years ago when AMD had the horrible drivers like every new release. Now NVIDIA is just like screwing up a bunch with drivers. Oh, oh, the frame rate. Yeah, I think high might be a little bit too much, but
This is Sky Chief, we're Angels 25 bearing east. Getting some radar.
yeah, Nvidia's efficiency is dumb. Like they're just prioritizing. I mean, it's a car term, but they're basically just prioritizing displacement rather than optimizing and efficiency. They're like, just make it bigger. Just keep making it bigger. And well, who cares about the power consumption? Because it's not made for consumers anymore. It's just made for data centers. And this is how we're going to end up with an energy crisis. These companies are buying like hundreds of thousands of these chips without any way to power them.
They won't even know what hit them.
Can it, Psycho? Pay attention. This is a covert operation. Our job is to locate and evacuate. We're not at war here.
Yeah, there's no way to skip this. Oh, you can. Okay, there we go.
See you guys at the LC.
I mean, for a single card, because this card's only like maybe a year older or a year newer than the game, and this was like a mid-range card. I mean, this isn't running bad, all things considered.
$50 says this Roosevelt ain't the real reason we're here. Lock it up, team. Stay focused. We got limited intel going in. Upcom's being moved to the USS Constitution. So they're 5x5. We're on our own. Shoots on my command. Go!
My shoot's gone. My damn shoot is gone. I've got no man, no reserve.
Yeah, I hope EVGA never shuts down their power supply division. Kind of wish they'd kept their motherboard division too, but I really hope they never shut down the power supply division.
My HUD scrambled. What the hell?
Because they make they're my favorite power supply maker. I mean Corsair is also really good, but I've just always had a soft spot for EVGA. So like 39, 38, 40 FPS, not bad. I think a Sapphire. Sapphire definitely is the best for AMD. That's for sure.
Profit. I've made it to the beach.
You hit the water pretty hard. Some of your suit functions are offline. Let me run a quick diagnostic. The video feed is breaking up. I'm gonna try to recalibrate. All right. Suit checks out. Back online. Still no word
Get
from
the
Aztec.
speed.
Nomad, rendezvous with Jester and head to Aztec's location. Check your objectives display. Sure your silencer's attached. Careful, Nomad. Enemy contact up ahead.
A little hard with the input lag. I think I got him. Yeah. Gotta cut down a tree. I always loved that you could do that.
Help's on the way.
You can cut it in multiple parts. Like, this game is so impressive. Don't hear gunfire? Is the suppressor on? No. I mean, audio is hooked up to the stream. Because have you guys been able to hear the Windows sounds so far? It's showing up in OBS.
What have you got at?
Kind of wonder how it runs if I drop everything to medium. Okay, so I can't change object quality while the game's running, but that's fine. Well, physics, we can leave that high. Probably. I don't think we're being too terribly CPU bottlenecked at the moment. I can leave sound at high, I guess. Probably YouTube issue. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're getting like about 60. Definitely feels a lot more responsive for sure. That's really not bad. You could definitely play it like this. You could probably turn a couple more of the settings back up if you wanted to, but it's really not bad. I'm kind of getting used to the input lag a little bit. Forget, I think you go up here, right? Yeah, because you gotta get, jump on. I haven't really played that much Crisis. I've just played, like, the opening bit a bunch. I'll get around to it eventually. I kind of want to play Far Cry first, though.
Jesus. What the hell happened here? You hear that?
Oh, okay, you can skip cutscenes. I guess I didn't realize that.
Nomad, move out to the LZ.
I always thought you couldn't for some reason.
Maximum strength. Hold on. I'm seeing movement ahead. Stay close. KPA control. Nice and quiet.
What the hell was that?
Forget if you actually have to kill these guys, or if they... Yeah, I don't think they get into anything. I don't think they have anything that kills them. Okay. Oh, we're getting up to the famous scene. You're like, whoa, look at the game.
GPS jam into your location. Find it, take it out.
Copy, Prophet.
Yeah,
I'm
you
on it.
go around here, I think. Oh, here it is. It's the one scene that everyone sees.
Spotted KPA patrols down on the beach. Use your binocs to tag them if they're running line.
I see a large transmitting array. That must be the jamming station.
Yeah, this runs very good. Wow, it tanks when you use the binoculars. Like, even on medium, this is still a really good looking game. Like, you still get, like, depth of field effects and stuff, and...
Called in reinforcements.
How'd I get mud on the screen? What? Oh, they are actually shooting at me now. What am I getting hit with? Jeez. Is there someone over here? Oh, that's just the chicken. You know, I'll kill the chicken. Yeah, DX10 would be more intensive. I mean, you can install DX10 on XP, and it's mostly functional from what I know, but I've never tried it. I think it can occasionally have some issues. Like, you can even technically get DX11 to work on XP, but I don't think it works very well. But I do want to install Vista at some point on the system.
Find you until you find that jammer.
Oh.
The LZ is overrun. Psycho and I are moving to the signal location. Nomad, there's a checkpoint blocking the path up the valley, so deal with that first.
Do I have Far Cry 2? I have Far Cry 2. I don't have GTA 4, at least not on PC. I have it on PS3 actually. I've never played it though. Actually, I've never really played GTA that much. I've messed around in like GTA 5 like a little bit. But yeah, Far Cry Crisis. Yeah, this runs good. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to run someone over. There we go. No. Well, it runs. Runs pretty well. Were we down? Oh, we were downloading here. Patch. There we go. All right, good night. It's 3 a.m. where you are. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream soon. After we see Fear running in 1080p, I'm gonna call the stream. Cause it's like 6 o'clock now. I started streaming at like 2:30. It's a E8600 overclocked to 8 gigahertz and GTX 260 Core 216. I might overclock the GPU at some point just for the fun of it, but for the time being, it's still a pretty good card. Also, knowing me, I will eventually buy a second one for SLI, even though I definitely don't need it. Yeah, overclocked to 4 gigahertz. 4 gigahertz Core 2 Duo. And you can push them even farther. 4 gigahertz is the target that I wanted to hit, and the CPU does just fine. Oh, that's the server one. There we go. Yeah, the CPU is actually competitive against my Phenom 2, which is also overclocked to 4 gigahertz. I want to say the Phenom 2 is just barely faster in single thread. But that was on the old XP config. Now with the more optimized RAM config, I think it'll work. I think it's a little faster. Because we did increase the Cinebench number slightly on here compared to before. Wrong disk. Oh, okay, so it's not any disk. It has to be disk 5? That's so dumb. Why can't it just be any disk? I need to get the GOG version of Fear so I don't have to deal with the disks. It's in. Go. There we go. Now it's updated. Now you get widescreen resolutions. Sound. Oh, I didn't even have EAX on. Performance. Maximum. Advanced. Specs. Yes. Maximum. Yep. Yeah, no, I never played Trespasser. I've heard about it. I've heard people say it's an interesting game for sure. Oh, this is pretty good. 1080p maxed out. This is awesome. Is it going to stay above 60 the whole time? I think it might. Almost. Just barely, though. Still, really good performance. I always loved the water in this section. $57 minimum. Still not bad. Average of 111. Yeah, it's... Man, the 260... Core 216 is a beast. I should really just call this card the 270. Since it's basically what this card is. Yeah, I do have EVGA Precision on here because I just figured I'd install it. It's probably what I'll use to overclock the GPU, maybe at some point. Better, that's a weird way to spell dumber. Well, I think that's going to be it
for today's stream. I didn't want the stream to be insanely long today because I'm also getting hungry. I haven't ate dinner or anything yet. It's been like ate lunch I think at like 11:30. I mean, I'm not that hungry, but still, I gotta cook dinner, so that's still gonna take a while. And I'm also my voice is starting to go. Been how long is the streaming? 3.5 hours? Yeah, been a bit of a while. Also, I really don't want to create any more footage that I have to edit through, because I'm gonna have to sit through like 12 hour, or at least like nine something hours of footage at least. That's gonna be fun. I've never done that before, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, uh, yeah, thank you guys for watching. See, I'm a bad streamer. I only ran like one ad the whole stream. Not gonna make any money, but oh well. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and see you when the highlight video comes out, I guess. Maybe. Probably not gonna have another stream until maybe next month, roughly, or until I cook up an idea of what I want to do for a stream. There's a couple things that I have in mind for a stream, but it's mostly waiting on stuff to like come in for them. Also, I gotta still have time to make videos as well, so the streams do not pull in the same numbers that the videos do, so I don't want to just stream the entire time. 420 build, that'd be funny, but we already missed 420 this year, so maybe next year. Maybe I'll do it as a stream, not as a video. Duraga can have the video. I'll do the stream, maybe. All right, we'll see. All right, so thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.